Morning, it's day 3, and I'm getting ready to head down the trail. Tent's all packed up and bag's about ready to go. About a mile down the trail, I'll be crossing Downs Creek on the sketchy bridge with definitely boots off. There's about last few times I've done it, there's another good stretch after the bridge of knee-deep water to get through. And then heading up there, up a hill after that, and then going into Big Meadows and Wilson Meadows, a couple more big stream crossings. Relatively flat day compared to yesterday, not a lot of up and down. So looking forward to it. This is the day when things start getting really pretty. Get to see Gannett Peak for the first time. Can't wait to get out there and do it. So it's crazy how this changes year to year. The getting on and off the bridge didn't require me to remove my shoes. This whole section right here has been underwater for the last few years. And now, can't make it across this. So now the water shoes are going on. So, gotta get down towards there. Kind of just see where all the water's coming in off Downs Creek and try to ford those spots. Stream crossing wasn't too bad. Definitely had to put on the shoes for it though. The deepest part was up above my knees, actually got the hem of my shorts wet. So it's crazy how, the first time I crossed that creek in 2010, you just got on the bridge and got off and it was dry on either side. And I forget what year it was, 13 or 14, there was a high water event, and there's been a sign at the trailhead ever since. It said the bridge at Downs Creek has been irreparably damaged, cross at your own risk, and it pretty much, there's just water everywhere now. Channels are all over the place. So anyway, you do what you have to get across it. 1 down, 2 to go. Well, that was special. So got all of my got my feet dried off, got my shoes back on, ready to hoist my pack, and notice the freaking bear spray is not in the holster. And so I checked the, from here to the stream, and it wasn't on the trail. So I was like, well, crap. So I put on my water shoes again. Figured it either fell out when I changed into my water shoes or it floated downstream, and got past the, knee deep part again, and it was just sitting there floating in the water, caught on a tree branch. So hopefully it's still usable after being submerged in water. But yeah, it's a great waste of 25 minutes on a day where I wanted to get to camp, or I got up earlier so I could get to camp earlier. So such is life. So apparently there's a new bridge farther down. There is a new bridge trail that leads off this way, but it's got to add a ton of distance getting to it. I don't know, I'll just take my shoes off. Once you enter into the meadows here, you get this half-mile stretch where it's just sand and it's hard walking. This marks the end of where the Dinwoody Glacier used to be. It now is another 9 miles up the valley. But just chewed all of the rock into fine powder. And pretty cool geologically. Makes for crappy walking though. Taking a little break here, ran into a couple guys, Zach and I forget his brother's name. They had attempted Gannett yesterday and was able to help Zach get a text out through the inReach to his fiance. He had told her he would text every day if he had cell service, and there just isn't any to be found out here unless you get up super, super high. So he was able to put her mind at ease. So Zach, if you're watching this, it's great to meet you, man. I'm heading down the trail. It's a gorgeous day, a little bit of cloud cover. Enjoying it. And the moment which never fails to impress. Gannett Peak, favorite mountain in the world. It is seriously for moments like this that I come out here. It's like sitting in a painting. Really, there's no other way to describe it. You know, the wildflowers, the peaceful green water from Dinwoody Creek flowing past, the trees, the mountains all around, you know, Gannett Peak in the distance. Like, it's just amazing to sit here and look at it. Words can't really describe it, and I guess it's one of the reasons I keep coming back here to see this range and just experience it every year, because I don't know, it changes me a lot, and you know, just the way I see the world. And it's restorative in a lot of ways. You know, the world is such a mess, and I always feel like I can come out here and forget about it for a little bit and really just enjoy, you know, nature's beauty at its finest. It's just amazing. Of course, the mosquitoes suck, but you put up with them to view scenes like this. Right, I'm here at crossing for the day. This is the outlet of Klondike Creek, where it meets Dinwoody Creek and comes down from Honeymoon Lake, which is way up there. It's kind of a wide crossing, a lot of little channels that come down through all those bushes, so your feet get pretty cold by the time you get to the other side, but it's not too deep or bad at all. Alright, so I've taken a different route than I have before. Rather than doing the climber's trail to cross the sketchy bridges, I'm doing the double ford of Dinwoody and then I think Gannett Creek. So this is new territory. So waiting out a little bit of a rainstorm, just chilling. It got a little bit heavy there for a little bit, and it looks like it's starting to come down again, so I'm gonna stay here. I don't have a great pack cover. I've got just a garbage bag, which I can put on, but I'd rather just wait. I'm not really in any hurry. So I've been playing leapfrog with a guided group the last hour or so, just seeing where they cross and stuff, and kind of back at the spot where I would have been if I just stayed on the same side of the creek. There was a log crossing to get back over here, so I remember what the crossing looks like, and remember it looked deep and fast, but I don't know, might be a little bit easier than crossing on wet logs because of the rain. So we'll see what happens. Either way, got to get over it. Well, made it across Gannett Creek. I've done that, geez, 4 or 5 times now. Never gets any easier. Definitely a sketchy log, couple sketchy log crossings. So, letting the adrenaline calm down a bit, going up the last few hundred feet to camp. I'm excited to get there. Sun's out, it's a gorgeous day. Just come up this entire valley. Dinwoody Creek running here. I'm gonna camp somewhere close. It's spectacular out here. So this camp spot is super awesome. This is one that Rachel and I used on our thru hike in 2018 when we did Trail Lakes to Elkhart Park. And we spent 2 nights here, climbed Mount Phoebus. No, we climbed Sunbeam, and then came back here, and then next day went over Bonnie Pass. So it's a great camp spot. Just nice flat rocks, great solar charging. The sun's been out all afternoon. Camped just below 10,400 feet. It's just a beautiful spot, one of my favorite camp spots I've ever been at. So yeah, tomorrow's the big day. I've been over Bonnie Pass before. I was expecting it to be easier than it was, and it was in August. There was no snow on the south side. It was loose as crap and really difficult to get down. I don't know if there's still going to be snow there or not. It's been a little bit of a low snow year. I don't know. The water up here is super high though, so maybe it'll be fine. Either way, I got to get over it. But tomorrow's definitely the crux of the trip. If I get over that, the rest of it is small, easy passes. You know, easy being a relative term. And just lots of trail. So tomorrow is mostly off trail. It's the only day like that on the trip, other than going over Texas Pass. But even then, I think there's a trail in the Talus for a lot of the way up that. So I'm gonna stop rambling and go set my tent up. So I thought I would do just a little quick video about gear winners and losers so far on this trip. So it's the end of day 3. You know, yesterday was the worst. There's just so much hip soreness. That went away. My Alps Mountaineering sleeping pad is awesome. It was uncomfortable on my back the first night, and then I remembered I had read the instructions like the day before, and it said do not overinflate. So after having a oh duh moment, I actually let a bunch of air out of it, and wow, was it comfortable last night. I just slept like a rock. So that's going really well. So far, the star of the trip is the Ultra Lone Peak 4.5s paired with the Darn Tough hiking socks. I have never hiked anywhere before this year without tons of blisters. Like, I started the trailhead, you know, Luco taped to the max just because it's gonna happen, and then they just get worse and worse, and generally by day 4 I'm just really hating my life. And cut a bunch of weight off your feet, and these shoes are great. So, you know, I guess it makes sense to look at what the people who are hiking 3,000 miles in a summer are wearing, and wow, like, my feet feel great. My ankles are a little sore, my calves are a little sore, but I've been going over some, you know, gnarly trails. So not at all complaining for, this, 3 days into a trip. I'm feeling great. Let's see what else. The op sack is really working well. I'm stuffing it in my tent sack at night and hanging that from trees. I wasn't planning on doing that tonight, but then a couple climbers I saw today actually said they saw bear tracks in the snow up in Dinwoody. So there's still bears around here. I don't know, grizzly, black, whatever. So I'm probably gonna have to find one of these spindly little pine trees and try to do a real half-hearted hang, and I don't know. I guess I could always just, it's in the op sack, it cuts out the odor. I could stick it in my pack in the tent. I'm probably okay. Food, so far, peanut butter. I brought the jar of peanut butter and the jar of Nutella. Neither of those have sounded good to me. Peanut M&Ms have not sounded good to me. First few days of a hike, you generally just like not hungry. Your body's kind of like eating off, the beers that you had the night before you left and that kind of stuff. But today I started noticing I was getting hungry. I would notice I would start to just lose gas, and I was ravenously hungry. The vegan jerky is amazing, absolutely great. I almost ate a whole pack of it today, and I'm only supposed to have a half a pack a day. So that's going fast. The Queen Bee Gardens candies are absolutely amazing out here. I'm loving having those. I don't know what it is about peanut M&Ms the last few trips. They haven't sounded good, but they're super high in calories, so I brought some of them, and they still haven't sounded good. Having the InReach device to be able to text everybody and let them know that I'm, made it to camp safely has been nice. The Lefroy quarter cask is absolutely wonderful at the end of a day, so I'm loving it. This is so far gear wise my best trip. I'm using pretty much everything in my pack. I even had to use my garbage sack that I use for a pack cover, which I hate to do, but I stood under that tree forever and it just kept raining. I was like, screw it, I'm gonna put it on and walk. And then of course it stops raining 5 minutes later, but such is life. All right, that's all rambling. I'm gonna go get some water and figure out what I'm doing with this food hang, and then probably make some dinner here in a bit. Well, it's a wrap on day 3, and definitely the buggiest day so far. I had a lot more mosquitoes on the trail up where I had heading out a lot of the day, and then I was sitting out enjoying life in the breeze, and then the breeze stopped and they just swarmed. It was bad. So I'm glad the sun has gone down so I can sit in my tent and not overheat. Kind of a fun day. Kind of relaxed. I just really took it slow and enjoyed the scenery in the valley. Coming up here, it was great. There was a group of 4, 2 guides and 2 clients from Wyoming mountain guides, and it turned out I talked to the guides for a long time. Turns out that we know quite a few people in common because they work out of Cody during the winter months guiding ice out in South Fork. So I'm going to bed a little early tonight. Alarm is set for 4 o'clock so I can get all my gear, sorted and packed, and try to get on up to Dinwoody at first light. Definitely want to get over the pass as early as possible because I remember coming down it last time. I just cooked on the south facing slope. So hopefully I get up fast and there's snow that I can get down quickly and it's not too hot. That's my hope for tomorrow. I'll just be glad when it's over. So that's all for the night. Cheers.